I think you can start it.
Okay, today we're going to solve a relatively easy or medium question called convert an array into a 2D array with conditions. So we're given an integer array nums, and we want to create a 2D array, which is basically like a matrix with the conditions where the whole thing can only contain the elements in nums. That means you can't have like 6 if it's not in here. Each row in the 2D array contains distinct integers. So basically each row can't have duplicates because in the matrix, each row is each sublist. Number of rows should be minimal. Return the result. So this part is interesting because we want to be distinct and we only want to use the elements and we want to be minimal. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, there's a couple ways you can do this. What I like to do is I like to sort the array first, and then we can just, for example, just to give you an example. So we sorted this, right? And so we want the least number of rows possible, but we know we can't have duplicates. So what do? Well, we can say, let's start the first row. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's the first row. Cool. Now we got to pop those off. And then the second one is 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Or sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 3, and then 1. So we're not including any duplicates. And as we do this, we're going to pop off the first one, the first occurring one from the left in the array, and then the first occurring 2 from the left in the array, the first occurring 3, and then the first occurring 4. We can't have 2 ones because, again, there are no duplicates available. So that's kind of the idea behind this. And then if you can see here, if you have just a array with no duplicates, because this guy has duplicates, right? One is appearing more than once. There's no duplicates, and just return the actual elements of the array. Any order, it doesn't have to be 4, 3, 2, 1. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4 as well.
Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't care about the order, right?
Yeah. So okay, let's take the base case, right? So if the length of set nums equals to the length of nums, that means every element in the input is distinct. So we can just return nums, right? Because we want an extra bracket here. If that's not the case, so we have some work to do. We actually have to sort it. So let's use this as like a buffer. So cool. And again, we have 3 ones in the input, so we can only use 3 ones in total. So basically we're just spreading these out into rows. So we know that by the end, if the input array is empty, then we're completely done. So while num still has elements, we still have more rows to build and we still have more work to do. And cool, so we basically want to pop off from the beginning. So we can, because we don't want duplicates in any row, we can just call this a set and then iterate through each number in nums. So for n in nums, if n is in our current set, because the set's going to get cleared every time we come up here, we can just say so if n is inside of our current set, then we know we already have a duplicate, so we can just ignore it. But if it's not, then we can just add it. And then we can put like a current count to 1 second. So right, we have to iterate over every single, okay. We want to iterate through the set first because we don't want duplicates. So then we have to, first of all, put every single thing into the set. So for n in nums, cur set dot add n, and then we have and then we can iterate through our set. And we want to make our rows. So how do we make our rows? Okay, we want to pop off from the left. So trying to figure out how's the best way to do this. So we want to remove Yeah, so removing ones from the beginning. Let's see here. Obviously, we just want to have a result at the end.
Okay.
We want to return that at the end, but in this case, we want to build the first row. So how to build the first row? We take the first one from the left, the first two, the first three, and the first four.
Mm-hmm.
We can say, yeah, I can say current row dot append s. But we also have to remove it, so nums dot remove s. And then after we finish this, then we can append current row. Something like this, I think. Right, and then after that, then we still have something in num, so we're not even done with all the rows yet. Because just because we finished the first row, okay, cool, like here, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Now we crossed one out, so we still have 1, 1, 3, 4, right? So we got to still build another row, and then, yeah, we got rid of the 2, we got rid of 1, 3, we got rid of 1, 4. Actually, it's supposed to be this, and then after this, now we have one row left. Because, again, you're popping 1, 1 and 1, 3 off. Not sure why the example says 1 here, but this should work, I think. Then at the end, when the nums is empty, then we're done. See, it's accepted.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, this is probably not the way most people would do it. I'm reading the hints here, and it says you're supposed to create a matrix
Mm-hmm.
and then iterate over every row in the matrix. I don't know why they're saying that. I find it's much easier to just use a set here and to do it this way, because first of all, like, well, there's no work to do because there's no duplicates. And then if there is duplicates, you sort them, and then you can just pull from the very left, and you can do like a crossing out thing. It's much easier, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah,
I think
time complexity for this is probably O of n times s. S is the length of our set. Time space complexity is O of n because we're using an extra set and then also an extra list to store each row. So O of n times m being the number of rows, number of sublists inside of the resulting output.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think it's good. Even though it's not optimized solution, but still good comparing to other people. Yes. Oh wow. Okay. It's better. Yeah. Sometimes depending on the test case or something, right?
Yeah, you submit it, you'll get a different number every time.
Oh wow. I think it's solution.
It really just depends. Don't take this with a grain of salt. It doesn't mean much, right?
Yeah, correct. Okay, I will